My name is Margaret Flaherty. I'm a professor at BSL. I'm an American, as you can hear in my accent. I've been living and working in Switzerland for over 30-something years, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the transitions that I see happening in the area of business and sustainability. In the short term, I see some very interesting developments in the area of reporting. I see a lot of attention and a lot of job focus and job opportunity around the reporting of ESG, environment, social, and governance issues in companies. This is very much moving in the next year from a focus on compliance to a focus on innovation. The last few years, companies have been doing housekeeping, getting their systems up and ready for reporting, for public disclosure, for greater transparency. And the legal system has moved us now into a world where these are mandatory requirements, and companies need to focus now on how they're going to meet that mandatory requirements and how are they going to innovate along the way. I also see in the area of my expertise, business and sustainability. In the past, we had a lot of marketing language that was maybe relevant at the time, but it was a bit fluffy. We talked about companies, how they were going to become sustainable by planting trees or empowering women. And I see these types of marketing language very much transitioning into something far more impactful, something far more robust, something that goes from a nice to have to really a must have, with much more stronger language and much more data to support the kinds of initiatives that companies are taking. In addition to that, I see major changes going on out there in terms of how companies are managing their supply chain for better sustainability, for higher efficiency and optimization. I think in the past, companies really viewed their supply chain and managing their supply chain much more independently. It was much more of a solo sport. And I think that companies now that are gaining ground on sustainability are working much more systemically, much more holistically with their supply chain. So big transitions there, going from a solo player to a team player. Companies need to become comfortable with language that's punching a bit harder. I think companies have gotten comfortable, and I think the language has been watered down to be non-offensive, to be apolitical. And I think that, an important game changer in the industry, and companies need to brace themselves for this, is that the stakes are higher. The game is much more serious. And I think that this concepts around social justice, environmental justice, racial justice, economic justice is something that they're going to hear more about from their stakeholders, from their younger employees, and even some of their more mature employees. And they need to be prepared for how the company is going to respond to this demand for a bit more high octane in vocabulary and results. I look forward to welcoming you to one of my classes at BSL.